Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video we're going to be discussing the Centurion Devastators from the Marine Codex. One of the many infantry heavy support options within the book, so let's see how they do in today's review. Before we do guys, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button below. 50% of the people watching this are not subbed. It's a huge help if you are subbed, and if you are here in the first place then I'll assume it's something you want to see more of. So click that big red button below. Thanks if you're doing that now, and an even bigger thanks to all the guys and girls that are already subbed. Right then, coming in at 14 power for a unit of 3 models or 70 points each per man. That's before you purchase any of your weapons. In terms of keywords, not really much in there that synergizes well with the book other than being an infantry unit. They've got no core keyword and they're not Primaris models. And the Centurion model doesn't really bring anything to the table. Looking at the stat line for the unit, they've got movement of 5 inches, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 3+, strength 5, toughness 5, wounds 4, attacks 3, leadership 7 and a 2+ save. As standard, the sergeant gains an additional attack and a point of leadership for the unit to benefit from. Overall the stats are pretty tanky, lots of toughness 5 wounds to get through and a 2+ armor save on top is pretty nice too. Even -3 AP weapons will still give you an armor save of a 5+, so it's only the really crazy high AP weapons that are going to really hurt them there. Ability wise, the standard 2 for marine units, Angels of Death, which I'll display all 4 on the screen for you now, and I'll touch upon the important parts of it in the weapons section later in the video. They've also got combat squads, which is if you want to break a 6-man unit into 2 lots of 3, you can do so on deployment. If you've got space in your detachment, it's probably better to just keep the 2 units separate if you really wanted 2 units of these, because combat squad in there is only going to give you 1 sergeant overall, so you're going to lose that extra attack and the extra bit of leadership. So the 2 more unique abilities that the unit has is Omniscope, which is each model in the unit that makes a ranged attack. If the unit contains a Centurion Sergeant, then the target does not receive benefits of cover against the attack. So another reason to not combat squad them if you can help it. The ability is actually quite good, as not only do they lose the benefits of cover, whether it's light cover or dense cover, but your combat doctrines and the weapon standard AP will negatively modify the opposing unit's armor. The second unique ability is Decimator Protocols. Models in the unit do not suffer the penalty to hit rolls incurred for firing heavy weapons in the same turn that the unit has moved. So it's also another really nice ability, as these guys are pretty slow, and as you'll see in a moment, they're only really carrying mid-range weaponry, so you want to be still moving even if it's a heavy weapon. Not only that, there's no deep strike here to assist them in getting closer on the board. Okay, on to weapons then. Every model is equipped with a grav cannon and a hurricane bolter. So let's go through these first, and then we'll see how we can tinker the loadouts later on. So the grav cannon, this one's 15 points. It's got a range of 30 inch, heavy 4, strength 5, -3 AP and the damage is 1. And if you're firing it against a model that's got a 3+ armor save or better, the damage will go up to a 2. So this is your anti-infantry weapon for sure, and if you're against power armor it's damage 2, which is perfect for killing marines. Not so perfect against Death Guard, but at the moment not much is. Has a reasonably good range and 4 shots a man, which is a lot of shots. Strength 5 usually wounds on 3s too. So let's do a breakdown to see how these fare against certain targets. Basing this on a 3-man unit here, so if you take 6 you simply just double the figures I'm about to give. 3 models have got 12 shots and they're going to hit on 3s, resulting in an average of 8 hits. And against toughness 3 and 4 models, you're going to get around 5.3 wounds on average. So against units such as Guardsmen and Orc Boys, you're going to kill on average 5 models. Against Space Marines, you're probably only going to kill 4, as they've got a 6+ armor save after the AP modifier. This will go up to killing 5 models in the first turn, which is the Devastator Doctrine, as it will be a -4 AP weapon at that time. So approximately 80 to 100 points being removed off the board if you're talking Marine points. That's in one single turn of shooting with the grav cannons from a min unit of 3, which isn't that bad at all. To add to their damage output, they've then got a Hurricane Bolter. This weapon is actually free. So it's 24 inch range, rapid fire 6, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. So lots of DACA here. 3 models are going to have 18 shots at full range, or 36 shots if you're within 12 inches. Bolter discipline unfortunately doesn't give the benefits to Centurion models, so staying stationary won't give you double shots. You need to get within 12 inches for that rapid fire to go off. So let's do the same thing again, but I'll do it for both within rapid fire range and not within rapid fire range, just to see the breakdown. So at full range, a 3-man unit's got 18 shots, averaging 12 hits, and if they are firing within rapid fire range, then they're going to have 36 shots averaging 24 hits. If you're going up against those guardsmen, at rapid fire range you're going to cause 16 wounds and probably kill between 10 and 11 models there. If you're not in rapid fire range, then you're probably going to do around 8 wounds, killing around 5 or 6 models on that. Versus orcs is quite similar, so within rapid fire range you're going to get 12 wounds, killing 10. and out of rapid fire range you're going to get 6 wounds, killing 5, all on average of course. Against Space Marines it's a little bit different here. You're going to cause 12 wounds but only kill 2 models, partly because of their armor save and also because they've got 2 wounds apiece. And if you're out of rapid fire range, you're only going to cause 6 wounds and kill only 1 model. So it's great against lighter infantry models but quite minimal against those more elite units such as Space Marines. And remember, they gain a -1 AP modifier in turn 2 and possibly turn 3 if you selected, which will increase those numbers slightly. But remember, this damage is combined with the damage that you've already produced from your grav cannons, giving you some reasonable totals there. As for the upgrades, there are 2 options here, or 3 if you count the second option as 2. Let's get stuck into these. So any number of models can have their Hurricane Bolter replaced with 1 Centurion missile launcher. Then on top of that, any number of models can have their grav cannon replaced with either one of the following: 2 heavy bolters or 2 las cannons. So giving up the Hurricane Bolter for a Centurion missile launcher, which is a free switch here, 36-inch range, assault D3, strength 8, -2 AP, and the damage is D3, and it's got the blast keyword. It's kind of like a frag and crack missile launcher sort of combined into one here, because it's still strength 8, but it's also got the blast keyword, and it's only damage D3, not D6. So take these if you're up against a more elite army or an army with a lot of vehicle armor. Now it's D3 shots a man, which is quite unpredictable turn to turn. I mean, in one turn you might only get 3 shots with a 3-man unit, and the next turn you might get 9. Unless of course you're firing at a larger unit, then the blast keyword will kick in. But realistically, strength 8 isn't really for them unless you're really desperate to wound on 2s against troops. You can also be wounding Terminator models on 2s, but as they're 3 wounds each and your weapon damage is D3, you're likely to be wasting a lot of unsaved wounds, as you're not going to always score the max damage every roll. Also against Death Guard they kind of suck, as you're still going to only wound on 3s due to the toughness 5, and the damage now is effectively D3 -1 due to disgustingly resilience. Even if all 3 got 2 shots on average, that's going to be 6 shots, 4 hits roughly, resulting in 2.7 wounds against toughness 7 vehicles, doing between 3 and 4 damage to it in the shooting phase. I just think there's better weapon options within the book to be dealing with armor. Worth remembering though that it becomes a -3 AP weapon in turn 2 and possibly turn 3. Now when you compare this to the Hurricane Bolter, and let's say you're firing at Space Marines for example, they're actually still going to do more damage to a Space Marine unit than a Hurricane Bolter will. So from that point of view, they are an upgrade. Unless you're playing something like Imperial Fist or Crimson Fist, which we'll speak about more in the chapter section later in the video. So the next weapon option here to replace the grav cannon for the 2 heavy bolters. So heavy bolters, 36-inch range, heavy 3, strength 5, -1 AP, and the damage is 2. So you get 2 of those per man, which is 6 shots each, giving your min unit 18 shots and hitting approximately 12 times. Against those guardsmen you're going to get 8 wounds, killing 7 of them. Against orcs it's going to be 8 wounds, killing 8 of them, and versus Space Marines it's going to be 8 wounds, killing 4 of them. So when you compare this to the grav cannon, it's actually a much better option purely down to the amount of hits. Even against Marines it's not a worse option, in fact it does the same amount that the grav cannon does on average, so it's definitely worth just taking the heavy bolters in my opinion. In turn 1 it does go to a -2 AP weapon, which does even more. Not only that, you get an extra 6-inch more range with these weapons. Unfortunately though, it's not a freebie here, so you're going to end up paying 30 points more for the pair, although you will save 15 points on the grav cannon, which you don't need to purchase anymore. Now if you want the anti-tank option, then go for the 2 las cannons. These are a combined total of 40 points for the 2, and again you'll save 15 points for the unused grav cannon. So las cannons are 48-inch range, heavy 1, strength 9, -3 AP, and the damage is D6. So it wounds most vehicles on 3s and becomes a -4 AP weapon in turn 1 with combat doctrines. Having 6 shots with these is quite a fright, hitting approximately 4 times on average. Then as mentioned, lightly wounded on 3s, gaining roughly 2.7 wounds from that volley, each wound though doing D6 damage, which is quite hard to predict how well they're going to actually do. But you do have command rerolls in hand if you need to spend them here. Can very easily destroy a vehicle in a single turn of shooting. Then for added injury, you can take the 2 las cannon options alongside the Centurion missile launchers, which is actually quite devastating, excuse the pun. So adding the 3 or 4 damage from the missile launcher, and then 2 d6 or even 3 d6 from the las cannons, is a lot of damage there. But it's just unpredictable, that's the only issue. So let's talk about synergy. We know that they don't have the core keyword and they're not a Primaris unit, so they're going to struggle to find some synergy. There are a few generic stratagems they can however use. Uncompromising fire for 2 CP, done in the shooting phase for an infantry unit, which allows them to still perform an action while shooting. So it's not a bad option for these guys, as they've got the range and they can tank some hits, so they're not likely to die and they're not going to fail your secondaries on that given turn. The next one is Auspex Scan, done at the end of the reinforcement step of your opponent's turn. You select an infantry unit from your army that's not within engagement range of other enemy units, and they can shoot as if it was a shooting phase. Models that are entering the board from their reinforcement step, and they're within 12 inches of your Centurions. So with all that DACA these guys have, it is an option. It all depends on when the enemy unit's entered on the board really. The last one is Hellfire Shells. Done in your shooting phase, you select one infantry model that has a heavy bolter. That model forgoes the attack with one heavy bolter and instead makes one single attack, and if a hit is scored, the target will suffer D3 mortal wounds, and if it's against a monster, it's going to be 3 mortal wounds instead of D3. Now this could be worth it. Now bear in mind that you do take 2 heavy bolters, so the stratagem only replaces one of those weapons and you can still fire with the second. As for some chapter talk, now Dark Angels being the OP chapter right now with Grim Resolve, while remaining stationary they're going to get a +1 to their hit rolls, which is always an easy winner for shooty units. As mentioned earlier in the video, Imperial Fists work really nicely, especially with a Hurricane Bolter and Heavy Bolters, as each 6 will grant an additional hit. 36 shots at rapid fire range is going to get an average of 6 6s that will also now hit. Crimson Fists are the other one that sync even better than Imperial Fists actually, as not only do they have the same rules as the Imperial Fists getting more hits, but with no matter the odds they also get a +1 to hit if the unit you're targeting has 5 or more models than your unit. So your min unit or 3 Centurions firing a unit with 8 or more models will now let your Centurions hit on 2s, and again 6s doing more hits. Ultramarines can fall back and shoot at a -1 to hit with Codex Discipline. Very handy as this unit is not really a threat in melee, apart from making use of Shock Assault and being strength 5, but if they are locked in combat then they're not shooting their weapons. They're not vehicles, so they can't shoot within combat. Raven Guard are the last one here that can be quite handy, getting them in a terrain feature for a +1 to their armor save and a -1 to hit if they're shot from a certain range. Although as they're infantry, a terrain feature will likely give a +1 to their save and a -1 to hit in dense cover to any chapter that you're going to use. As for unit synergy, it's only really librarians and apothecaries that are going to synergize with the Centurions due to the lack of core keyword, and you're probably not even going to need the Psychic Fortress in-run save from your librarian because you've already got a 2+ armor save, so it's only a -4 AP weapon that will take it beyond a 5+ save anyway. So to conclude the unit, tons of firepower, great versatility for weapon options here. Whether you're playing against a horde army or an elite army, you can kit them out accordingly. Quite expensive though for a 3-man unit, costing 210 points at a base cost before adding any of the weapons in, so it's going to be at least 255, maybe over 300 if you want them carrying las cannons. There's just better ways of having big weapons in your army for much cheaper. They were nerfed in the edition, losing the core keyword, which has been quite damaging to them, and the fact that Bolter Discipline doesn't affect them makes the Hurricane Bolters pretty much below par, unless of course you're playing Fists. The unit is still decent when you keep buffing it all game alongside an Apothecary, as this is the next most expensive unit after the ATV Invader unit that the Apothecary could originally buff, although the ATV units have since been nerfed out in the latest FAQs. And when I look at this unit, I think of what alternatives I could take. Now one sticks out to me, which is the Redemptor Dreadnought. With all the bells and whistles, you can get one for 185 points. It moves much quicker, fires into combat, has the core keyword, lots of weapon options, duty eternal, 13 wounds at a toughness 7, and can punch with a strength 14 fist. For me, this one's an easy winner over the Centurions, and it's much cheaper. You only really lose out on the 2+ armor save and the fact that they're not an infantry model. In fact, going back to that points cost, a 3-man unit with double las cannons is 330 points. 2 Redemptor Dreadnoughts at base cost is 350. That's only a 20 points difference, which is pretty bad. So for that reason alone, these guys are knocked down to a Planet 40k rating of 2 out of 5. Just too expensive right now. GW needs to seriously look at their costs here. I believe these guys are more of a 50-point model, not a 70-point model. They're effectively just Terminators with an extra wound but no deep strike or power fists. In fact, heavy intercessors have a much similar stat line as their toughness 5, and those guys are only 28 points a man. Guys, drop a like if you enjoy the content and comment below what rating you'd give. Don't forget to sub if you are new. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.